What's up, guys? It's Silent, and I wanted to do something new where I discuss some topics at hand while I'm out traveling. Because, you know, for those of you who don't know, I'm a lot of things, but I'm one of them being a videographer. So I have a travel vlog, Travel with Silent, that I just started recently. You can go to my YouTube page, Travel with Silent, and look up my trips so far in Puerto Rico and Egypt. Right now I'm in Puerto Rico checking out the Wyndham Grand Rio Mar Resort Hotel. This is a little bit of it right here. I'll have a full review on my YouTube channel, and sometimes I also post my travel videos here, but this is mostly entertainment, celebrity interviews, exclusive behind the scenes content. For those of you who follow me on TrueExclusives, you already know what I'm talking about. So I said, how can I combine my travels and celebrity stuff into videos? And I said, you know what, maybe I should just start talking. Just turn the camera on and just talk to you guys, because I notice you guys always leaving a lot of comments and you have a lot of opinions. And the first thing that was on my mind was Adele. You know, Adele is right now doing a residency in Las Vegas, but the difference between Adele and most Vegas residencies, or just most tours in general of performance artists, is she's doing weekends only. So I believe it's called Weekends with Adele. So every weekend she's doing a performance, a couple of performances, concert shows in Vegas. I made a tweet and I said I thought it was really dope, the idea of artists just doing concerts on the weekends, because we tend to put a lot on artists, you know, when they're touring around the world, going from different city to city every night. Like, I notice every time, this is something I do, I don't know if you guys do this, but for certain artists, for instance, Mary J. Blige was just on tour. She was coming to New York City, and I do this for every artist. I don't only do this for Mary J. Blige, but I just wanted to give you an example. I love Mary. Mary has a great voice, but Mary's not one of the top tier vocalists in the industry. So I looked at the tour dates and I said, when is she coming to New York? How many shows does she have before she comes to New York? As in, how many back-to-back shows? And I'm being honest, I kind of determined if I was gonna go to her show or not by how many back-to-back shows she had prior, because the voice is a very delicate instrument. I'm not a singer, so anything I say here is not technicality. This is my wristband for the pool, by the way. So anything I'm saying here is not, oh, I know for sure this is, you know, I understand that you can train your voice. I understand that you can exercise. I understand there's things you should eat when you're on tour. I understand there's ways to, what's the word? You know, save your voice. You know, you can drink teas, honeys, all these type of things so that you can be at the top of your game vocally to perform every night. But even with all that, you're not gonna always sound 100%, especially when you're doing so many back-to-back shows. Granted, I know not every artist is doing straight 60-day shows, but there are some, Mary being one, there's a lot that do a lot of shows and then just have one day in between rest, do another 10 shows, one day in between rest, do 7 shows, one day, like, and your voice is just not gonna be up to par. Case in point, I saw Toni Braxton in, I believe it was New Jersey, and it was one of the worst concert experiences of my life. Now, I know Toni can sing. I've seen Toni live, like live performances on TV, live concert specials, and she sounded amazing, but she couldn't hit the notes. And I know it's not, oh, she just can't do it anymore, because I've seen recent performances where she sounds absolutely amazing, and friends have seen her on tour in other cities and they've said she sounds absolutely amazing. She did not sound absolutely amazing in New York City, in New Jersey. New York, New Jersey is all the same to me. So I was very disappointed. You know, on one hand, I understood she has lupus. That's one thing. On the other hand, you know, on the same hand, she's on tour. There's a lot of nights. You know, it was just probably a bad night. People have bad vocal nights. It's normal. The voice is an instrument. It's not a robot. This is a delicate thing right here. You know, it's a human, it's a piece of a human body. It's not just something that you stick a battery in and it's gonna sound the same every time. No. So I understood that on one hand, but of course I was disappointed. So with the Adele thing, I thought, okay, this is pretty cool. Artists doing weekends only. Maybe more artists should do that to preserve their voice, to sound better. And some of y'all are not having it. Y'all coming for me in the comments. Let me read the comments on my phone. Emmanuel says, you didn't ask, but I disagree though. She could go work at a call center, hospital, or grocery store. Damn! But she's an entertainer. 2 days a week is lazy. Most of her hardworking fans ain't off on the weekends. Besides, it's cheaper to go out during the weekdays. Okay, I understand the weekdays. It is cheaper to fly because a lot of people fly into Vegas. You're saying 2 days a week is lazy. I mean, I guess I could see, but maybe it's not being lazy. Maybe she just doesn't want to do performances all week. Nothing wrong with that. Like, if she's able to pick 2 days a week to do tours, it's just is what it is. That's her decision. I don't know. All right. Then we get another one from Denali. What up? She's lazy. She's not doing a world tour. Broadway would eat her the fuck up. If you're in show business, work on your health and endurance. But go off, Adele. My thing with that is, but she didn't choose to do Broadway. You know what I mean? And granted, Broadway is a very excruciating experience. I experienced Broadway not performance-wise in the sense that I was on the stage singing vocally or dancing, but I was filming every single day, and I was exhausted just doing that, just traveling from Bronx to New York on the train and filming, and then being there for most of the night, and then traveling back to the Bronx on the train, and then to edit and all, you know, all those different components. It was exhausting. I was exhausted. So, and I know the performer was exhausted. The performers were exhausted. But you're saying that Broadway would eat her up. One, she didn't choose Broadway. Maybe that's why she's not on Broadway. Two, not every performer on Broadway is going to sing 30+ songs every single night. Nor are they traveling from city to city. Granted, Adele's not traveling. She's staying in Las Vegas to do these shows. But there's a slight difference. You know, I'm just playing devil's advocate here to keep the debate going, to discuss. But also, it's some of my view as well and some of your guys' views. So it's an intricate thing to bring Broadway into it when that's a whole different thing. Nas says she's doing this because she has a child. She said it about 100 times. The reason she won't tour is because her son has settled into life and school, and she doesn't want to disrupt it and take him on tour, nor does she want to leave him behind and not see him every day. Interesting. That is very interesting. There's another reason, but again, as far as just the weekend thing, I'm mostly talking about the voice as an instrument and how to preserve it. But just the weekend thing and it being her choice, that's her choice. It is what it is. Of course, we as fans, we can say whatever we want, but that's a good reason to not want to tour as well. She has a child. You have children. Some of you have children and you want to be there with your children. Here's another comment. She can tour and still rest in between dates. Not every tour has to be back-to-back shows. That's what rehearsals are for. She literally stands and sings. She's not even learning choreography. I would sympathize more if she was a performance artist, but she just stands and sings. All right, that's your opinion. But again, I'm talking about that, just standing and singing. Yes, dancing takes a lot, but most dancing performers are lip syncing, and that's a whole different angle. Now we're going to talk about choreography and physicality in dancing. That takes a lot out of you, of course, but a lot of times I'm talking about the real, let's just call it what it is, like the Britney Spearses. She's not really going to sing 30 songs a night. She might sing one song a night or two, if you know what I mean. But most, she's just gonna be doing that hard dancing and not really using her voice. So, but also that's another thing, you need to rest for your body. I still believe that the voice is a delicate instrument and it should be taken care of, not only with throat coats and teas and all of that, but rest. Resting is the best medicine for your voice. That is undeniable. So if you've got a belt, especially if you're a real singer and you've got to belt these songs every night, every other night, whatever, it's gonna come to you. It's gonna affect at a certain point, whether you're the healthiest or not. Your voice is still not gonna be top tier, even if you've found a way to preserve your voice to sing. It's still at some point during that tour not gonna sound the same. For instance, let's say your favorite artist just did 90 straight shows, maybe a day or week off. You buy tickets for the 91st show. You go, they're not hitting those notes anymore. You know, like, it's not happening. They're hoarse. They might not have as much stamina on stage. You pissed because you just spent all that money. You want your money's worth. You don't give a fuck. No, I paid for a show. And I know a lot of artists understand that, and they know, you know, that's why they're so strong-willed in giving what the audience deserves, because they know these people paid for it. And sometimes that gets into their head because they feel fucked up that they're not able to give exactly what they should give. But what I'm saying is, you can't really be mad if an artist just did 90 shows and on their 91st show they're kind of hoarse and just not, you just can't get mad at that. So all I'm saying is, I personally feel like shows only on weekends is a pretty dope idea for an artist. Just we demand a lot from these artists. Look at Whitney Houston. Like, fame, in my opinion, killed Whitney Houston. That was part of it, a big part of it. And granted, there was a lot of things behind it, a lot of other stuff, drugs and just a lot of things, of course. But I know towards the end, and I'm not saying I know because I didn't know her, but towards the ending, her voice was not, and granted, she didn't take care of it and all of that stuff, but she couldn't hit those notes anymore. So that last tour she did was, ooh, I just know it got to her that she wasn't able to hit those notes. But that was years of hitting those notes. You know what I mean? And again, the voice is a delicate instrument, and we just can't hold it against someone that's not a robot. Of course, we want to get our money's worth, of course, whatever, but a lot of these legends through the years, their voices are declining, and it's just a natural progression of your voice. Some other artists sound better as they get older. Some are losing their voice, and they're still trying to preserve it and work with the new voice and all of that, but we're too busy judging them, and I just think it's not fair sometimes. Like, we've got to give them some leeway at some degree. I don't know. I like the whole Weekends with Adele idea. I think that's cool. I feel like she's gonna always be at the top of her game voice-wise. Hopefully that's what's gonna happen. And, you know, I guess you gotta, if you're a fan, you just gotta find your way there. You gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do at this point. She's not on tour. She's stuck in one place in Vegas. Make a trip out of it, whatever the case is. But just give people just a little bit of grace when it comes to the voice. Because even talking, podcasters and journalists and things of that nature should preserve their voice as well. Like, you can't be a sports commentator and not have a voice. It's not going to work. It's going to affect your job. Let me know in the comments what you think. I want to know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you meet in the middle? What's your take on the voice as an instrument, and should more artists take more breaks in between tours, do weekends only, or do, maybe it doesn't even have to be weekends only. Maybe it could be Saturdays and Sundays, Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. How about that? They're getting Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday off. So that's a lot of rest for a voice. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just dumb. I ain't dumb. But yeah. So it's a deep conversation. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if I should do maybe more of these random topic videos on whatever hot topics that's happening out right now. Other times I'll be on the beach, which is back there, and talking about whatever. We're going to try a couple of these videos and see what comes out of it. Until now, keep following TrueExclusives and follow my YouTube page, Travel with Silent. I have a lot of traveling videos coming. A lot of the times I'm not in front of the camera. I like to show you guys like this. I just show you guys like this. If I am talking, you're seeing where I'm at. You're experiencing exactly what I'm experiencing while I'm talking, and you get to enjoy travels with Silent, me. So, until the next video, peace and love.